Angelus. Written by Mitch. Prologue. Commander Bakalov surveyed the scene before him. Subido City would be lost in a matter of hours, maybe less. The third breach had come quickly, with scarcely more warning than that of the second, 4 years before. Echo waves peaking left, right, and center. The whole damn place was chaos. He stepped off the starship Pergamum into the dark outskirts of a city already in flames. Smoke rose high and thick in the night sky, and the stench of burning flesh was mixed with vapor from the alien bodies. The commander took a deep breath and held it, before cocking his gun and heading resolutely down the hill to the mayhem and carnage below. He took out 3 Nedraks on his way, pumping the trigger as hard and fast as he could. Bakalov had fought against such things before, but he hadn't fought in the second breach. He hadn't ever faced aliens on this scale before. He had never been somewhere so populated, and they had never been so powerful. Already, he began to see how desperate their cause was. This was going to be a long night, for sure. Maybe the longest. Another 4 Nedraks, and he had reached the suburbs. Still so far to go, and yet the carnage was so loud. The reaction had been far too slow. Wormwood hadn't got here in time. Civilians were dying by the thousands, and the night was still early. This breach could go on for days. At the next corner there were 10, and even the commander, with his lightning-quick reflexes, could not possibly take them all out. After he had felled only 3, the rest jostled down the ruined street, powerful limbs flowing with great teeth gnashing. He took out 2 more before the horde reached him, and then his gun ran out of juice. Bakalov took a deep breath. Things were about to get seriously ugly. He dropped the rifle without a second thought and dragged twin pistols from his back, firing them desperately. With sheer perseverance, he killed one and mangled the legs of another. Nothing left. Bullets used up. Wasted. He, a commander, was going to die in a forgotten alley without a single shell to protect him. Nothing could have prepared them for this, he realized. Christ, he was alone, and he was in charge of a whole damn team. The manpower could not possibly spread to cover the entire area of the breach. Things were going to get so much worse. With an earth-shattering smash that Bakalov had never heard before, the alien in front of him exploded. Limbs flew, muscles torn, fluid spattering the street below. The entire body collapsed in on itself. Bakalov was not a man prone to shock, but his mouth fell open. The 2 remaining Nedraks hesitated in their charge. The injured one on the ground let out a questioning moan. There was another crash that chattered the commander's teeth, and the jaw of an alien shattered into chunks of bone and saliva, showering Bakalov in shards. A giant pink tongue flopped out of the creature's broken head. Once more, a terrible noise, and this time Bakalov located it. A cannon shell, firing right into the alien's side, and another deadly headshot to the final creature. The commander stood up shakily, dropping his pistols to the ground. He turned his head to the left, where the bullets had flown in from, and nearly fell back down. His savior stood above him, on the flat roof of the building he had pushed himself against in a vain attempt to escape from the alien jaws. The floodlights from the battlefield behind lit the figure, small against the backdrop of a destroyed city. A woman, maybe a child, only something was wrong. The arm. It was...
The mister.
Baklava breathed. The figure ducked down and climbed over the rickety stairs that hung against the building. Now she was closer, Bakalov could see that it was a girl he recognized, albeit only by sight. The cyborg child from Helios, who'd only been a recruit for a year. And she should most certainly not be here of all places.
You,
he said as she jumped the final few feet to join him on the street beside the alien bodies.
You should be at an ops booth. The hell are you doing out here?
The girl looked at him out the corner of her eye and politely stayed silent, instead of pointing out that she had just saved him from certain destruction. She ignored him, and, without blinking, fired the devastating gun into the remaining injured Nedrak. The commander watched in fascination as the entire contraption fastened to her arm moved and slithered about, pumping out a giant explosive shell. Her shoulder barely moved at all as her cyborg implants took all of the recoil. But it just wasn't possible.
Where did you get that?
He demanded. She turned to him coolly.
Thanks, I mean. But where did you get that? And why are you here?
The girl shifted her weight slightly.
In the armory,
she replied unhelpfully.
And pray tell, what is an ops girl doing in the armory? Picking up a weapon that has been outlawed for a good 20 years.
Her eyes narrowed at the loud boom from the city center, and she stared at him.
Is now the time?
Spirits, damn it all, that's forbidden machinery bolted to your arm.
Did you stop and ask why it fits so well?
She asked him dryly. The man paused and looked at her arm more closely. Hang it all, the girl was right, of course. The thermistor cannon fitted perfectly and neatly into the mysterious implants in her right arm. There was no doubt about it. The bolts had been designed for the same gun. More random conspiracies to worry about.
What's your name again?
There was another boom from the mayhem of the city center, and the girl narrowed her eyes again, but chose to take heed of authority this time.
Castoria, sir. Aaron Castoria.
That was it. Well, Castoria, whatever the case, you're here now, and I thank you for your timing. I suggest now that you get back to your ops base.
Are you joking?
Aaron asked him incredulously.
Did you just see the damage this thing did?
She lifted her arm, holding the giant gun as if it were no heavier than a toy.
No way am I scuttling back! And with all due respect, sir, you couldn't lift this thing if you tried.
No human could.
Bakalov answered without thinking. She winced, but recovered quickly.
Well then, I suppose I'm not a human?
Bakalov watched her for a moment.
Back to that ops base,
he repeated. The corner of her mouth tilted upwards.
Maybe you should take a trip there yourself. Restock on some ammo.
She looked pointedly at his empty pistols. He grunted at her as she began to walk away.
Hey, don't go out there. Back to your damn base. How old are you, anyway?
15!
The girl replied over her shoulder. Commander Bakalov felt himself go cold all over.
15? Get your ass back here. That's an order.
Aaron Castoria waved carelessly and continued walking.
Spirits damn this. You're going to get yourself killed.
She turned on her heel, with her apparently weightless gun resting in her arms, and gave him a chilling smile that almost vanished into the shadows.
Who the hell isn't, sir?
And she disappeared around the corner and through the smoke. Bakalov did consider following her. He really did. But without a gun, he'd actually slow her down. He readied his microphone.
Attention, Pergamum. I'm coming back for more supplies.
Then he switched to all channels. Sure as hell the aliens weren't going to be listening in.
We're going to need more ammo. I say again, a hell of a lot more ammo. These things take more bullets to kill than the things we faced before. Head back to your ships for extra supplies, and all ops bases, get ready for a possible influx of forces as we try to restock without losing too much.
Then he paused for a while, looking wistfully in the direction of one Aaron Castoria. After a small moment, he switched the mic back on.
All units, be prepared to evacuate if I say the word. Be prepared to...
He stopped. A leader couldn't be hesitant.
We could lose the city. Be prepared to pull back and leave the whole damn city.
and everyone left inside it.